admires democracies.
The historic declaration was made by the nationalist leader Kwame Nkrumah in the capital Accra, addressing a large crowd at midnight during the independence ceremony. Nkrumah declared,
"We must change our attitudes, our minds,
that independence is not only about the past, but about the future we continue to shape. Ghana has expanded her economy beyond cocoa and gold into oil, gas, and digital innovation. She has earned global respect through peacekeeping and diplomacy, while her vibrant culture, music, art, and creativity has captured the world's imagination. Yet, the theme also acknowledges the challenges: restoring economic stability, strengthening institutions, and ensuring that prosperity reaches every community. Independence Day is therefore both a celebration of resilience and a call to action. As the parades, cultural displays, and national festivities unfold tomorrow, the rising Black Star will symbolize not just freedom, but the enduring spirit of a people determined to build prosperity and restore hope for generations to come.
Ahead of the 69th Independence Day celebration on Friday, March 6th, the Ghana West Municipal Education Directorate has held a colorful parade dubbed Kiddie March. 30 schools comprising both private and public institutions participated in the celebration.
Learners from the lower primary showcased their talents through impressive drills, choreography recitals, and other cultural performances, delighting parents, teachers, and invited guests. The Ghana West Municipal Director of Education, Mr. Victor Noyetewia, stated that the Directorate is initiating more innovative activities for learners to gain exposure, interact with pupils from other schools, and connect with peers from different parts of the region and the country. This, he noted, will help them build friendships and develop social skills necessary for national cohesion.
We are trying to create as many opportunities for them as possible so that they can get that exposure to interact with other learners from other schools, to interact with other learners from other parts of the region and the country, so that they can make new friends and learn how to interact with people from other parts of the country. That is the aim of some of these things that we are trying to do.
The early childhood coordinator for the Ghana West Education Directorate, Madam Jemima Dufie Champon, explained that the new curriculum encourages children to learn through play. She explained that when children engage with their learning materials in a playful manner, it enhances their understanding and helps them better remember what they have been taught. This year's 69th Independence Anniversary celebration is under the theme Building Prosperity, Restoring Hope.
President John Mahama has directed that the procurement of rice for schools across the country be centralized to ensure the consistent purchase and distribution of locally produced rice. The directive follows reports that several schools continue to procure imported rice for feeding programs, contrary to an earlier government policy encouraging institutions to source food items locally. In a communication addressed to the Ministry of Education, the president concerned that the continued passage of imported rice undermines government's efforts to strengthen local agricultural production, supports Ghanaian rice farmers, and retain economic value within the country. To address the situation, the president has ordered the immediate relocation and centralization of rice procurement for schools. Under the new arrangement, the Ghana Buffer Stock Company will be responsible for the procurement, aggregation, and supply of locally produced rice to schools nationwide. The Ministry of Education has been tasked to collaborate with the Ghana Education Service and the Buffer Stock Company to ensure the effective implementation of the directive, including establishing coordination and distribution mechanisms to facilitate the timely supply of local rice. Government has banned the land transits of 3 additional food items as part of efforts to curb suspected transit diversion and protect the local market. The latest items added to the restricted list are rice, mackerel, and tomato puree. Pasta is also expected to be included in the list of banned items. The directive follows last month's ban on the land transit of cooking oil. The decision comes after authorities intercepted 18 articulated trucks declared for transit to Niger but suspected to be part of a broader transit diversion scheme. Under the new measure, consignments of these food items entering Ghana for onward transit to landlocked countries will no longer be allowed to move through land border collection points. President John Mahama announced the latest restrictions during the inauguration of Ghana's first pasta processing plant at Spong by Olam Agri Ghana. He further stated that the government remains committed to supporting local food processing and strengthening Ghana's agro-industrial sector. President John Mahama says cement prices in Ghana have dropped by about 20% due to improved macroeconomic stability and engagement between government and industry players. Speaking at the commissioning of the world's largest clay-lined clay plant at the Free Zones Enclave in Tema, President Mahama said the cement industry has received significant policy attention over the past year because of its vital role in construction, housing, and infrastructure development. He explained that by the end of 2024, cement prices had increased sharply, reaching approximately 120 Ghana cedi per bag for 42.5 grade cement and 113 Ghana cedi per bag for 32.35 grade cement, putting pressure on builders, contractors, and the housing sector.
The cement industry has attracted notable policy focus over the past year due to its key role in construction, housing, and infrastructure development. At the end of 2024, cement prices had risen sharply, reaching approximately 120 cedis per bag for 42.5 grade cement and 113 cedis for a bag for 32.5 grade cement. Through a mix of macroeconomic stabilization, fiscal discipline, and constructive engagement with industry stakeholders, we've started to see positive results in the cement space. By July 2025, cement prices had fallen by about 20%, providing relief to builders, contractors, and housing construction industry. Recent data from the Ghana Statistical Service shows that construction inflation decreased to 3.9% year-on-year in January 2026. These developments demonstrate the effect of prudent economic management and a strengthening domestic currency. I wish to commend the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers Ghana, COCMAG, and their CEO is here, Mr. Dawson Amwa, for its ongoing engagement with government. Dialogue between government and the industry remains essential for ensuring stability and growth in this all-important sector.
The Ghana Police Service wishes to inform the general public, particularly motorists, that some roads in Accra will be temporarily closed on Friday, March 6, 2026, in connection with the 69th Independence Anniversary celebration to be held at the Jubilee House. The roads to be affected include Liberation Road from the Opebia intersection towards the Central Business District, Independence Avenue at the Akwaje Bypass, and Jawaharlal Nehru Road. These roads will be reopened to the public after the event. Motorists using Liberation Road are advised to use the Kalkudi Road through the Kanda Highway to connect the Bands Road towards Central Business District, or use Gifford Road towards Osu. Motorists using Independence Avenue will be diverted through the Kanda Highway to Ring Road Central and proceed to the 37 intersection and other destinations. The police further advised motorists to plan their journeys ahead of time and use alternative routes where necessary. No vehicle will be allowed to park at unauthorized places along the affected roads. Security vehicles and vehicles conveying dignitaries will be allowed access after thorough checks. Traffic police officers will be deployed to direct motorists to designated car parks and diversion points, while towing vehicles will be available to remove any abandoned, disabled, or wrongly parked vehicles. The Ghana Police Service therefore urges the public to cooperate with officers on duty to ensure effective traffic management. March 9, 2026, the Ghana Highway Authority will undertake road diversions on routes linking the Accra-Tema Way as part of traffic management arrangements for Phase 2 of the ongoing expansion works on the motorway.
The Ghana Highway Authority, acting on behalf of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, wishes to inform the public and all road users of an upcoming traffic management arrangement as part of the ongoing construction works on the Accra-Tema Motorway Extension projects. This arrangement is necessary to facilitate the T-beam launching works for the expansion of the Tetekwashi Interchange Bridge on the N1. During this period, lanes on the N4, the northbound carriageway from Accra to Medina direction, will be temporarily closed. Meanwhile, the southbound carriageway from Medina to Accra direction, which currently comprises 4 lanes, will be reconfigured into 2 lanes in each direction to accommodate traffic flow from Accra to Medina and vice versa. This temporary traffic adjustment will take effect from Monday, the 9th of March 2026, and is expected to last for a period of 4 months. The lane reduction is essential to provide a safe working environment for construction personnel and to ensure the continued safety of all road users. Motorists are kindly advised to exercise caution, observe all traffic signs, and cooperate with traffic management officials throughout the duration of the works. For further information, please contact the Public Affairs Division via WhatsApp on 0551 622 244, 0551 622 244. This announcement is by the kind courtesy of the Public Affairs Division of the Ghana Highway Authority.
Senior veterinary officers from ECOWAS countries meeting in Accra have indicated that quicker efforts are needed to eradicate a highly contagious viral disease that is threatening the region's sheep and goat population. At the summit involving international development partners, emphasis is on the need to synchronize vaccination campaigns across transboundary corridors to create immunity against the virus that causes the sheep and goat plague.
Pest des petits ruminants, or sheep and goat plague, is a highly contagious viral disease currently threatening a livestock population of over 100 million sheep and over 150 million goats in West Africa. An outbreak can kill 90% of a local flock. The disease is responsible for global economic losses estimated at $2.1 billion annually. It is to strengthen vaccination efforts to combat it in the sub-region that senior veterinary officers from ECOWAS member countries, policymakers and international development partners have converged in Accra for the regional summit on eliminating sheep and goat plague. The summit is to present a compelling case for investment to eradicate the disease. The meeting will also focus on how thermostable PPR vaccines, which do not require a continuous cold chain, can be deployed to reach remote pastoralists in high-temperature environments across the sub-region. Ghana's Chief Veterinary Officer, Dr. Emmanuel Kujo, said the disease severely impacts rural livelihoods and food security, and this calls for a unified front to combat it.
Let us use this workshop to reaffirm our dedication to strengthening surveillance and early warning systems, improving vaccine quality assurance and cold chain management, enhancing data management and reporting, promoting community engagement and stakeholder awareness, advancing regional integration in animal health governance.
The Principal Program Officer for Animal Health at the ECOWAS Regional Animal Health Center, Dr. Kofi Eugene, said livestock farming in the sub-region is characterized by cross-border movements of the animals in search of pasture and water points, and this exposes them to diseases like the sheep and goat plague. He said one of the main mechanisms for combating the disease is mass vaccination campaigns across the sub-region.
En associant les différents acteurs privés et publics.
Harmonizing vaccination campaigns not only allows for a coordinated response to achieve maximum vaccination coverage and prevent the spread of these diseases, but also remains a good initiative for better control and even the eradication of these diseases in the region, and consequently the protection of the regional agricultural economy.
The three-day summit concludes with the development of a 2026 priority roadmap.
Climate scientists and policy analysts gathered in Accra to discuss how to improve the measurement and tracking of climate change adaptation globally. The meeting, convened by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Working Group 2, has the mandate to assess the latest available evidence on climate impacts, adaptation, and vulnerabilities.
The meeting comes at a pivotal stage as authors prepare the first draft of the working group contributions to the 7th assessment report. Participants focused on stimulating discussions and providing evidence on approaches, methodologies, metrics, and indicators for assessing climate change impacts and adaptation, as well as informing decision-making and tracking adaptation progress. The event opened with a media briefing and outreach program jointly hosted by the Environmental Protection Authority, the United Nations University Institute for Natural Resources in Africa, and the IPCC. Ghana's Minister of State in charge of climate change and sustainability, Seydou Issoufou, highlighted the urgency of strengthening adaptation efforts, particularly for vulnerable countries, and reaffirmed Ghana's commitment to science-based climate policy and international cooperation to build resilience against climate impacts. He also announced plans to establish a climate change and sustainability hub to strengthen locally led adaptation efforts across the country.
Ghana is committed to climate action and welcomes the global goal on adaptation framework. We are working to develop indicators to guide our adaptation efforts and enhance support for vulnerable communities.
Acting Chief Executive of the EPA and Vice Chair of the IPCC Working Group, Professor Nana Ama Brown-Kluchi, shared some thoughts on the meeting.
Strengthening methodologies, metrics, and indicators is therefore central to fairness, accountability, and effective decision-making. Although the experts will go through the technical process, the significance of the meeting reaffirms the commitment of the government of Ghana on climate adaptation.
IPCC Working Group co-chairs Dr. Bart van der Haag and Dr. Winston Cho described the meeting as timely, noting that deliberations in Accra will directly inform the drafting of the working group's contribution to AR7, especially in assessing impacts, adaptation, and vulnerability, emphasizing the need for inclusive and context-sensitive methodologies. Established in 1988 by the United Nations Environment Programme and the World Meteorological Organization, the IPCC provides governments with periodic scientific assessments on climate change, its risk and adaptation and mitigation options. It has 195 member states.
In Jato, in the Suhum municipality of the Eastern region, producers of local gin, popularly known as Akpeteshi, are calling for financial support to acquire mold and equipment for production. As reported by my colleague Jones Salima, the people of Jato have a unique way of distilling the local gin.
Jato is a farming community in the Suhum municipality, widely recognized for cocoa production. But beyond cocoa, another long-standing economic activity is the production of local gin, popularly known as Akpeteshi, Sorabi, Kill Me Quick, Ogoglo, or Holy Fire. Different from the common method of fermenting palm wine or sugarcane juice using largely traditional manual techniques, the producers in Jato distill the liquor using a mixture of leftover palm wine, water, sugarcane, and yeast. The mixture is then put in barrels, mixed thoroughly, sealed, and left to ferment.
2 buckets of sugar is being poured into every barrel. Then you fetch water and then fill the barrel because there is already half of this in the barrel. You then put yeast, the one that is used in making bread. There is water in this, there is sugar, and then the yeast. So what you are seeing on top of this is the yeast.
After this period, the blend is now ready for distilling.
What we just saw here is going to turn into after 2 weeks. Then it means this is ready to be cooked as the alcohol.
The fermented product is then boiled over fire. As it heats up, vapor travels through connected pipes into a cooling chamber filled with water. Here, the vapor condenses into clear alcohol, locally called Akpeteshi. Producers say the quantity of the output depends largely on the equipment used.
As you can see, these people have only 2 pipes at their shop. So in a day, they can make about 1 barrel like this one. But having about 6 pipes like this can give you about 2.5 barrels, or let's say 3 barrels a day. The price
continue to increase production cost. Poor road networks in the area also makes transportation difficult.
The prices of the Akpeteshi is not really stable, and then markets are really slow nowadays. We also have very, very bad roads here. Sometimes you do not even get a car that will come and pick the alcohol to places where people need them, because the drivers also complain about the roads.
Our news team observed that hygienic conditions surrounding the production process is not the best. Some technical support from government would help enhance the sanitary situation in the production process. With improved infrastructure and better sanitation standards, the producers believe that the distilling of Akpeteshi would significantly help the local economy.
Omapo wa chile ni wamaba.
Ministry of Health, CHAS and GES, lab tested by Noguchi Medical, field trialed by Atomic Energy Commission. It has no chemical or side effects and is good for all ages and skin type. MedShea is available nationwide. Contact us on 0244892413. This advert is approved.
Let's do business. An economist, Dr. Paul Appiah Akunedu, has said the drop in inflation to 3.3% was largely due to prudent fiscal and monetary measures put in place by the government rather than influence from global economic trends. He was speaking earlier on GBC News.
Monetary policy, sound monetary policy has also contributed to the gains in inflation. The Bank of Ghana initially was reluctant to reduce the monetary policy rates, even as inflation was dropping from January 2025. And so they were very cautious, and I think that to a large extent. And if you look at 2025, they mop up in excess of over 60 billion Ghana cedis from the system, which to a large extent also reduced purchasing power, which also contributed to falling pressures on the price level to rise. So I think government policy has been very significant. And then also, if you look at the contribution of gold board through the inflows that we have had in terms of the dollar, in 2025 alone, raking in about $8 billion and helping to shore our foreign reserves. Now we are doing about $13 billion foreign reserves, which to a large extent has also assured marketplace that we have the dollars. And so there will not be pressure on the cedi in the medium to long term. So speculators who were buying the cedi to store for gains now has gone down. And that also has led to cedi stability, which has also led to reduced imported inflation, because with the cedi gaining strength, especially between January and February, the cedi gained strength, and so import inflation also fell by about 0.6%. That has also contributed. If you look at also the price of oil, exchange rate is a key factor, and the price of oil has also stabilized and even declined at the pump, which has also contributed. So transport prices, for instance, transport inflation was negative 7.5 between January and February, which also contributed. And then also food prices have also saw a significant decline over the period. And all these factors have contributed to the continuous decline in inflation.
Amid shifts in global geopolitics and intensifying competition in energy supply, Ghana is positioning herself as a regional petroleum powerhouse, aiming to attract $60 billion in private sector investments for its ambitious Petroleum Hub project. In Accra today, the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation convened civil society organizations to deliberate on transparency, environmental safeguards, and stakeholder participation, underscoring the government's resolve to match industrial ambition with inclusive, responsible development.
Africa consumes over 4 million barrels of refined petroleum products daily, yet most countries rely heavily on imported fuels due to limited domestic refining capacity. In Ghana, growing industrial activity, expanding transport networks, and population growth have steadily increased petroleum demand, exposing the need for expanded refining infrastructure and energy security. The Petroleum Hub initiative was conceived to address this gap. A multi-billion-dollar integrated complex expected to host refineries, petrochemical facilities, storage terminals, and supporting infrastructure. The project is designed to attract foreign investment, create thousands of jobs, and strengthen Ghana's role in regional energy supply chains. At today's engagement, management of the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation outlined the project's scope, projected investment, anticipated employment opportunities, and the broader economic impact. They emphasized that continuous stakeholder consultation is central to successful implementation.
Now, what is happening in the global world? Crude oil prices are going up. Now, the Strait of Hormuz, no vessel can come. So if this petroleum hub were to be fully functional, I mean, we could have countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Angola, all of them bringing their crude oil here and refining them here. This is going to create jobs. It can also allow Ghana to also have access to the cheaper oil, because if the crude oil, if the finished products are here, you are not paying insurance and freight. So finally, the product will be cheaper.
Civil society organizations welcomed the dialogue, but highlighted the importance of environmental protection, regulatory compliance, and community safeguards. They also called for clarity on land acquisition, local content participation, and sustained transparency to ensure the project benefits all stakeholders.
It's going to be like Tama, where you have the housing on one part and you have the industries on one part. So it's going to be a very fantastic something to look at. But basically, what our youth need is employment. And that is what is at the heart of the whole of this project, apart from the infrastructure projects, water, roads, blah, blah.
The corporation concluded by reaffirming its commitment to responsible development and continuous engagement, signaling that Ghana's Petroleum Hub is not only an industrial project, but a strategic move to strengthen its position in a rapidly evolving African and global energy landscape.
We bring you the performance of the local currency on the forex markets and also the prices of gold, cocoa, and light crude.
The possibilities and maximizing opportunities, making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals, a partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN. MedShay, natural mosquito repellent, highly recommended by Ministry of Health, CHAS and GES, lab tested by Noguchi Medical, field trialed by Atomic Energy Commission. It has no chemical or side effects and is good for all ages and skin type. MedShay is available nationwide. Contact us on 0244892413. This advert is approved by FDA.
Hello, good evening. I bring you stories from the energy sector. My name is Mabel Anang. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAC, has backed the decision by the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, to abolish fuel discounting by oil marketing companies, OMCs, explaining that the practice was creating unintended distortions within the downstream petroleum sector. Chief Executive of COMAC, Dr. Rivers Napon, said the directive is meant to correct what he described as a long-standing error in the sector's pricing structure.
What MPA is trying to do now is to correct an error that was made a couple of years ago. Discounting in selected or preferred station is against the MPA Act and also against the uniform pricing principle that we have in this country. Ideally, if we want to serve the purpose of the discount, let's have the discount across the country. It is not to stop the discount. I heard someone say that consumers were enjoying it and you want to stop it. No, we are saying that the same discount you are giving to selected stations, give it to every consumer, give it to everybody, let everybody enjoy it. I don't need to drive across the country or the dent and bread of the city to look for a discounted station to purchase from. It doesn't affect any OMC. What we are saying is that you give discount. So the discount you're giving to selected, outlets, let it spread across all outlets that you own. And the industry engaging MPA, we are looking at how to even effectively enforce the price floor. That's what we're trying to do, and not necessarily to grab a discount. Let's price uniformly.
Now, women in engineering have been encouraged to break barriers in their careers and take advantage of opportunities that will enable them to thrive in the energy sector. Speaking at the Car Powership Ghana International Women's Day 2026 in Accra, executive partner and co-founder of Arthur Energy Advisors, Madam Harriet Emisa Arthur, urged young women to remain determined despite the challenges they encounter in the engineering field, particularly in the energy sector.
Women remain underrepresented in engineering globally, despite gradual progress, with women accounting for about 33% of researchers worldwide and only about 15% of engineering roles. In Ghana, data from the Ghana Statistical Service shows that women made up about 25% of workers in technical and engineering-related occupations as of the third quarter of 2025. Against this backdrop, Car Powership Ghana organized its International Women's Day 2026 mentorship session for female engineering students to encourage more women to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, as well as in energy-related fields. Speaking at the event, executive partner and co-founder of Arthur Energy Advisors, Madam Harriet Emisa Arthur, said tackling barriers in the engineering profession can increase women's participation in engineering.
Africa has big problems, and it cannot afford to ignore half of its population when it has such big problems. Even those that don't have the sizes, the numbers of challenges we have are using all of their population. Africa cannot afford to leave the women behind if we're going to solve this problem.
The Dean of the School of Engineering Sciences at the University of Ghana, Professor Elsie Efa Kaufman, also encouraged female students to remain determined and confident in pursuing engineering careers. The communications manager at Car Powership Ghana, Madam Sandra Amakwe, said the company remains committed to empowering more women to pursue careers in engineering and the energy sector.
Last year, we launched our all-female internship program, a targeted initiative designed to increase female representation within the industry. Through this program, young women gained hands-on experience, exposure, and confidence required to pursue long-term careers in engineering and energy.
The mentorship session formed part of activities to mark this year's International Women's Day, held under the theme Empowering Women, Powering Lives.
This ends the Energy News segment. My name is Mabel Anand. Thanks for watching.
The health segment of the news is brought to you by Trust Jehovah Herbal Center and Yamvita. The world has observed Rare Disease Day, a reminder that rare does not mean insignificant. In Ghana, the Rare Disease Ghana initiative commemorated the day with the lighting of the Black Star Square in Accra. The symbolic lighting sought to raise awareness about rare diseases and highlight the lived realities of individuals and families affected across the country.
The Black Star Square was illuminated in the symbolic colors of Rare Disease Day: green, pink, blue, and purple, casting a vibrant glow across the Independence Arch and surrounding structures. The colors represent hope, diversity, solidarity, and strength within the global rare disease community. The Rare Disease Ghana initiative reports that about 80% of rare diseases have a genetic cause and nearly 70% present in childhood, accounting for 35% of infant deaths and 30% of deaths in children under 5. Despite their impact, about 95% of rare diseases lack approved treatments, leaving many patients with limited options and delayed care. Consultant pediatric neurologist at the University of Ghana Medical School, Professor Ebenezer Bedu, said rare diseases are often genetic, chronic, and complex, requiring specialized knowledge, early diagnosis, and coordinated care.
The diagnosis is difficult to come by. Of course, the treatment is usually rare or maybe non-existent for the moment. But there are great advances going on in the genetic field, because most rare diseases are actually genetic faults, what we call mutations. So I foresee that in the next 10, 20, 50 years, a lot of cures will come for actually these so-called rare diseases that we are seeing. And we should make every attempt to characterize our rare diseases so that it's on record. Then we can join the international world in trying to find care for these children.
The founder and executive director of the Rare Disease Ghana initiative, Mr. Samuel Wiafi, said stigma remains one of the biggest barriers to care.
It comes with a lot of anxieties, a lot of stress, a lot of depression. And in our setting too, because of most conditions are genetic, there's little understanding about these conditions. And so there are a lot of meanings that are ascribed to them, and families get blamed for being the cause of the condition, or being witchcraft, or being punished for having a child with a rare disease.
The commemoration ended with a renewed call for stronger collaboration among government, health professionals, civil society, and communities to prioritize research, improve early diagnosis, and expand access to care.
The health segment of the news is by Kindness Yamvita and Trust Jehovah Herbal Center. In some other news on the continent, more than 200 people, including at least 70 children, have died after a landslide caused a deadly collapse at a mining site in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The disaster happened on Tuesday in Rubaya, a major mining area that produces coltan, a mineral widely used in the electronic industry. The landslide followed heavy rainfall in the region. In a statement, the government's mines ministry blamed the tragedy on the M23 rebel group, accusing them of allowing illegal mining operations without proper safety measures. However, the M23 rebels have not responded to the accusation. Let's get active. The Ghana National Supporters Union has intensified efforts to rally nationwide support for the senior national men's football team, the Black Stars, ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. They have launched a new campaign dubbed #Ghana is in the house in Accra.
The initiative, led by Gansu President Mr. Abraham Boakye, aims to unite Ghanaians behind the national team as they prepare for the global football showpiece. The launch of the campaign dubbed Ghana is in the house attracted some high-profile personalities, including the convening founder and head of mission of the African Union AU African Diaspora Forum, Ambassador Dr. Erica Bennett. As part of the campaign, the supporters group have lined up a series of street awareness activities across parts of the capital to mobilize funds and reignite national pride in the Black Stars. The president of Gansu, Mr. Abraham Boakye, says they are ready for the upcoming FIFA World Cup.
Today, Gansu is for the World Cup. Whether rain or shine, Gansu is for the World Cup. And we have less than 90 days to kick off. So I don't think it's a mistake to declare our intention today. So you are here today to observe that Gansu is for the World Cup.
The convening founder and head of mission of the African Union AU African Diaspora Forum, Ambassador Dr. Erica Bennett, who launched the campaign, said the presence of the supporters group at the World Cup is crucial to the success of the Black Stars.
Today, I want you to really understand how important you are. You see, the team, our Black Stars, they're number one, but you're number two. They need you. But I just want to say, you're very important. You're very important to this country. And you're going to go and be ambassadors for this country. We're going to show them the Ghana spirit, the Ghana professionalism, the Ghana passion. They're going to know that Ghana is in the house.
Beyond football, the group is also contributing to social causes by organizing blood donation exercises in support of the National Blood Service Ghana. Leaders of the Supporters Union say the campaign reflects their belief that football can serve as a powerful tool to unite the nation whilst promoting positive social impact. With the World Cup drawing closer, Gansu is urging fans across the country to stand firmly behind the Black Stars before and during the 2026 tournament.
One of the prominent women's football teams in the Western Region, Hotspot Ladies Football Club, have secured sponsorship from the Gray Foundation. The UK-based charity group says they want to support the activities for the next 5 years.
Hotspot Ladies FC are members of the Western Regional Division 1 League. The team competed in the 2024-2025 Western Regional Division 1 League final, where they lost 3-0 to FC Samatex Women. Despite the loss in the final, the team reached the Middle League, that's the promotional playoffs for the 2024-2025 season. The sponsorship from the Gray Foundation is to support their upcoming endeavors. The founders, Hugh Gray and Rachel Gray, says they are supporting students in several rural communities in Ghana with their campaign dubbed Education, Health and Sports. Make it possible for everyone.
We're here in Ghana to essentially do some charity work. We got introduced to Takoradi by Kofi Kwanzaa. So we originally came here in 2018. I came in here and I liked Takoradi. We then came back in 2021.
We saw how much they were putting into the team and how they are helping the girls. And then that touched our hearts. And we decided that we would try to help him out and help the girls out so that they can reach a different level. And that's why we're in Ghana now.
The president of Hotspot Ladies FC, Mr. Ben Hansen, thanked the foundation for extending their support to Ghana.
This is something amazing. Well, we are very happy. We know we are a very good team. We have a very good team. But we appreciate the play from the Diabini Secondary School
play very well, and we appreciate everything.
Also, residents of New Amanfo, located at Ahanta West of the Western region, will benefit from a hospital, kindergarten, primary and junior high school under the Great Foundation project. Mr. Kofi Kwanta and Ms. Taryn Lee facilitated the project in Ghana. They said their mission is to help the youth and communities in Africa with the needed skills learned from fostering in coaching, sports, education, and working with the underprivileged in the United Kingdom.
In the world of arts and entertainment, the music group Savage Four Musicians have shared their humble beginnings on GTV's flagship entertainment program, Spectacles.
Was a new sound, you need consistency and a lot of patience to get people to connect to it. Because any say switch it to a different lane, I'll be on downtown. What I say, according to the way I started, and the one audience may pick up kakra. And the bimuso she say, what starts and over floppy, now with Jaya and still you stay in your own lane. So that's what's happening right now. So for me, I'll say all we need is consistency and patience. I better pick you up.
Yo nimeli wake wa mweno bokweno mlepagwa maniebo banyagbe ibieji yo chu mlando ne nyeminyumu awechi apedi epie yike ha mweno nichum nonye kudimi anye.
The Ghana Highway Authority, acting on behalf of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, wishes to inform the public and all road users of an upcoming traffic management arrangement as part of the ongoing construction works on the Accra-Tema Motorway Extension project. This arrangement is necessary to facilitate the T-beam launching works for the expansion of the Tetekwashi Interchange Bridge on the N1. During this period, lanes on the N4, the northbound carriageway from Accra to Medina direction, will be temporarily closed. Meanwhile, the southbound carriageway from Medina to Accra direction, which currently comprises 4 lanes, will be reconfigured into 2 lanes in each direction to accommodate traffic flow from Accra to Medina and vice versa. This temporary traffic adjustment will take effect from Monday, the 9th of March 2026, and is expected to last for a period of 4 months. The lane reduction is essential to provide a safe working environment